Hey YouTube, this is episode 1 in my C# Cosmos tutorial. First thing you're going to need to know is you're going to need 3 things to do this. You're going to need to download Cosmos, and I'll provide a link in the description. And you're also going to need, where is it? You're also going to need Microsoft Visual C#. I'm using the 2008 edition, but you can use the 2010 edition now. They've gotten that working. I'm using milestone 4 for Cosmos, so if you have the 2008 Express edition, that's the milestone you want to work with. If you have the 2010 version, you're going to want to work with milestone 5, and if you have the professional edition, you can basically work with either. You're also going to need a virtual machine. Now, I'm using VMware Player, but you can also use virtual PC, Windows virtual machine. Basically, just stay away from the Sun virtual PC, because it gives you a lot of errors when there really aren't any. So, yeah. So I like to use the VMware Player. I'll provide a link where you can download that too. And I guess if I didn't already say, I will provide a link for C#. I don't know why I just closed that, but whatever. So, let's get on to coding. There we are. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to open up a new project. For some reason my mouse is flashing. Not sure why. Whatever. So open up a new project and we'll call it YouTube. And click OK. And make sure you selected the Cosmos boot project template. And then what you'll want to do is you want to click on the Solution Explorer, and then click Program.cs, and you open up this. Let me just say that I expect you guys to do this tutorial. You should probably know at least the basics of either C, C#, C++, Java. Any of those would really work. Even Objective-C wouldn't be that bad for it. So, yeah. Now, if you haven't heard of Objective-C, it's basically the language you use to write Macintosh or Apple applications. So first thing we can do is this variable xboot, and this stuff. Basically, that is just booting the operating system. You don't need to touch that at all. And where it says console.writeLine, basically, this is where you can output text. This is WriteLine and write. These are your 2 ways of outputting text easily. There are a couple different ways, but whatever. So, let's start off with just saying, welcome to YouTube OS. And you'll notice that I type in capitals because I like to type in capitals. And let's do another WriteLine. Oh, I spelled welcome wrong. Oops. Welcome. Alright, so... okay, and what else should we put? Enter help for a list of commands. For a list of commands. And then what we can do is first of all, let's make it so that there can be user input. First thing we'll do is we'll make a string, and we'll call it user input. I like to make my variables as self-explanatory as possible. Remember, guys, to create comments, you can still do this, the /, or if you want to quickly comment a bunch of lines, just highlight them and click this comment out with the selected lines, and as you can see, it comments them all, and then you can just uncomment them with this button. Okay, so string user input, and then we'll put user input equals console.readline. And basically, now whatever you input into Cosmos or into your operating system is stored into user input. So what do we want to do with this? Let me just check my time. Okay, I'm at 5 minutes, so let's just have a simple test. If user input equals shutdown, and I'm pretty sure in Cosmos you have to use the code blocks even if it's only one line of code. You might not have to, I can't really remember, but I always use them anyways, so, you know, I don't really notice that much. But if you are one of the people who don't use code blocks unless you're writing multiple lines of code, try and get in the habit. It's a good practice. Cosmos. So, basically, Cosmos is actually a good place to find a lot of pre-built method. So, cosmos.system, and then you have boot and deboot. So, why don't we just deboot, and then dot shutdown. And basically, this will tell it to shut down. Now, let's write in an else statement. So if you type in anything else, anything other than shut down, this code will execute. So why don't we just type console.writeLine error unrecognized command. And then basically after one of these executes, it goes into this while true loop, which is an infinite loop, and the only way to get out of it is to add a break. So and that doesn't really, happen in this code. We will add one later, probably, but not in this code, so hooray. So now, I might not have explained that. Basically, I clicked start debugging, and then and then I just clicked build, and it built it into my ISO. So now open up your VMware player, and you'll probably have to create a new virtual machine. Just give it a second. VMware player has been giving me trouble. Not really sure why. There we go. It's not that it gives me trouble, it's just that it can be kind of slow sometimes. Basically, it will be under your C drive, in users, your username, app data. Make sure you have the ability to view hidden folders. If you don't have that enabled, basically just Google view hidden folders. It'll tell you how to do it. App data, roaming, Cosmos user kit, cosmos.iso. And basically that's the ISO you want to use. So now let's just boot it. I already have a virtual machine called XSourceOS. Boot. And basically if you want to enter into your operating system so you can do stuff, you can just click into it. And remember, you can Control-Alt to get out. It says enter help for a list of commands. Unfortunately, we haven't put in the help command, so let's just type in shutdown. And as you can see, it's gone unresponsive. And if we reset it, let's do something else. Remember, you guys can send a Control-Alt-Delete, and in Cosmos, sending a Control-Alt-Delete reboots your system. So now, what we can do is we can type in hello, error unrecognized command. So basically, that was just the basics of Cosmos, telling you how to output text and how to get user input. Basically, thanks for watching. I'm getting close to 10 minutes, which is kind of what I was trying to avoid. I didn't really want a long tutorial, but thanks for watching. I really hope you guys learned something. I'll be putting up a couple more tutorials today, hopefully. I'll be recording them. Don't know when I'll get them up.